Yesterday, Jaraji explained that by being mindful of the Nama Rupa that exists at the sixth sense door, one removes the wrong view. Discerning the Nama Rupa, the person removes the wrong view of Atta Ditti, that belief as person, being, Jiva Atta, the living soul, existing in the beings. What really exists is Sakkaya, the physical and mental phenomena. By being mindful of the object, one discerns the Nama Rupa through the direct experience of knowledge. Paccaka, meaning the physical and mental phenomena, are discerned directly. There are only the Nama Rupa, the mental and physical phenomena. There is nothing else apart from these Nama Rupa. There is nothing else such as person or being or man or woman apart from the Nama Rupa. By discerning the Nama Rupa, one removes the wrong view of Atta Ditti, and at that stage, one gains the foundation. And it is said that the person gains the first light of the sasana. But at this stage of discerning the Nama Rupa, the person has only gained the first stage of light. If the person does not discern the cause and effect, then the person has not got the second stage of light, and thus the person is still in darkness. Not discerning cause and effect, there will be avijja, ignorance, not knowing cause and effect, and the person has to continue the practice so as to remove avijja, ignorance. The Nama Rupa that arise are not causeless. They are arising as cause and effect. The relevant cause giving rise to relevant effect, and they are connected as cause and effect. Discerning that relevant cause is giving rise to relevant effect, the Ekstara, the Creator, the permanent God or Creator that creates will no longer be believed. In this way, the person dispels the wrong view of Creator by discerning that relevant cause are giving rise to relevant effect. It is not enough just to discern the Nama Rupa. If the person has not discerned the cause and effect, there will be causeless view, ahetuka ditti, causeless wrong view. Even if the person has come to acceptance that there are cause and effect, but not discerning that relevant cause giving rise to relevant effect through the practice, the person can still hold visamahetuka ditti, fictitious cause view, believing that Ikshara, the Creator, is creating. Even then, not discerning the Nama Rupa as Atta Paccaka by direct experience, not discerning through the direct experience, there will be uncertainty and doubt. whether the Creator was present in the past, whether Creator will be present in the future. So in this way, there will be uncertainty and doubt. So there will be wrong view, accepting wrong things. There will be wrong faith that the Ikshara is creating. So in this way, there will be wrong view. Not discerning the truth, there will be not knowing, knowing wrongly, wrong view that the world is created by the Creator. The person will believe in Creator, that the Creator is creating the world. If the person has not discerned that relevant cause is giving rise to relevant effect, one should continue to practice so as to discern cause and effect, and also to understand that relevant cause giving rise to relevant effect. Sayadaw explains the cause and effect, which are very obvious. Rising and falling of the abdomen manifest as stiffness, tension, movement, which is Vayo Dhatu, the air element. Dhatu is the element that bears its own intrinsic nature. In Vayo Dhatu, the air element, it has the nature of stiffness, tension, movement. In the beginning of the practice, yogi does not discern the air element yet. So in the beginning, form or shape of the abdomen or the manner of movement will be obvious to the yogi at the beginning of the practice. At that stage, yogi has not discerned the Vayo Dhatu, the air element yet. As the yogi continues to practice, yogi experiences stiffness, tension, movement when noting rising of the abdomen. Rising is the name, stiffness, tension, movement are the nature. So these stiffness, tension, movement, which are called as rising of the abdomen, are connected with breathing in. When the air is not breathed in, rising will not take place. The example is given here. When the balloon is inflated, the balloon will become big. And then, when the air goes out, the balloon will be deflated. Stiffness, tension, movement are connected with breathing in. Breathing in, the abdomen rises. Breathing out, the abdomen falls. So they are arising as cause and effect. Because of the air breathed in, rising takes place. The air being breathed out causes the abdomen to fall. All the beings breathe in and out. All the beings which have lungs breathe in and breathe out. If the person is holding the breath, then after some time there will be discomfort. As there is discomfort holding the breath, there will be intention to breathe in. Breathing in takes place. Breathing in is caused by the mind. And as the air is breathed in, rising of the abdomen takes place. And if the person does not breathe out, then there will also be discomfort. So there will be the intention to breathe out. Because of the intention to breathe out, breathing out takes place and falling of the abdomen arises. Rising and falling of the abdomen is connected with breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out is connected with intention to breathe in and breathe out. So in this way, rising, falling of the abdomen, which manifests as stiffness, tension, movement, takes place. But it is not definite that breathing in will cause rising of the abdomen. Breathing out will lead to falling of the abdomen. It is not definite. Some people, when they breathe in, the chest rises instead of the abdomen. And when breathing out, the abdomen rises instead of falling. So in this way, for such people, rising will take place in the chest and falling takes place. Falling takes place when the chest falls and the abdomen rises. So this happens to people who have been doing breathing exercise. Because they have been accustomed to the breathing exercise, their rising, falling may not be the same as the other people's rising, falling. And these people who have done breathing exercise where their rising, falling is different from others cannot be said as wrong because they have been accustomed to the breathing exercise. So when rising, these people will have rising in the chest. And when falling, the chest falls and the abdomen rises. So for such people, they should not be confused. When rising takes place in the chest, keep the focus of attention in the chest. And when falling takes place in the chest, keep the attention on the chest. So that is for the people who have done breathing exercise, that their rising, falling are not the same as the others. However it is, no matter where the rising takes place, no matter where the falling takes place, no matter whether the rising, falling is taking place at the abdomen or the chest, yogi should focus where the rising, falling is with aim and effort continuously, so that mindfulness will stick onto the rising, falling, and yogi will discern, yogi will experience the rising, falling in the way the rising, falling is, whether it is gross or medium or subtle. When the rising, falling becomes subtle, then ordinary mindfulness will not be aware of it. It will seem that the rising, falling is no longer there. In the example, when a person is looking at something from a distance, the person will not see clearly, so that the person has to take a closer look at the thing. In the same way, when rising, falling is becoming subtle, yogi has to make more effort in noting the object. So when sati, mindfulness, is strengthened, and samadhi, concentration, is strengthened, even though the rising, falling may be subtle, but the noting mind will reach the subtle rising falling, and it will be clear again. Before the person practices, the breathing will be rough, and in the beginning of the practice also, breathing is rough, and thus rising falling will also be rough. As the yogi becomes accustomed with the practice, the mind becomes subtle, the mind is gentle and subtle, and also rising and falling also become subtle. So as the mind is subtle, the rising falling becomes subtle as cause and effect, and especially at the stage of practice where it is equivalent to Catuta jhana, the fourth jhana, then yogi discerns the disappearance, dissolution of the object. At the stage of Bhanga jnana, knowledge into dissolution, there is no breathing. Breathing causes rising and falling of the abdomen. When there is no breath, rising, falling also disappears. In that case, yogi should not be deliberately breathing in. Yogi should not be taking a deep breath deliberately. It is not necessary. The instruction is given that yogis have to be mindful of the object that arises. If the object does not arise, yogi does not need to note it. Yogi does not need to know the object that does not arise. So, yogi should be mindful of the object that is obvious. Yogi does not need to note the object that is not obvious. That also says that yogi should not make the object arise. So yogi should not deliberately do something in order to make the object arise. So in that case, when the rising falling disappear, then yogi has to practice according to the guidance of the meditation teacher. The rising and falling of the abdomen that manifests as that stiffness, tension, movement is connected with breathing in and breathing out. When the breath is strong, rising, falling will be gross. When the breath is medium, rising, falling will also be medium. When the breath is refined, rising, falling will be subtle. And when there is no breathing, rising, falling will not take place. So it's just cause and effect. From Bhanga jnana, knowledge into dissolution, then on to Catuta jhana, the fourth stage of jhana, there will not be breathing. There are kinds of people where there is no breathing. The first one is the fetus, has no breathing. A person who has drowned has no breathing. The person who fell from the tree and unconscious has no breathing. Or someone who is unconscious due to an illness has no breathing. And the person who is in Catuta jhana, the fourth absorption, has no breathing. And also the dead person has no breathing. In the practice, when the practice gains momentum, the intention to breathe in will fall away, and also there will not be breathing. and there will not be rising, falling. In that case, yogi should not deliberately breathe in. If the object is no longer present, yogi should not be looking for it, and yogi should not be noting or looking for something that has not arisen. By being mindful of the rising and falling as the primary object, yogi discerns the stiffness, tension, movement, which are the nature of rupa, materiality. The noting mind that discerns the stiffness, tension, movement is nama, mentality. So in this way, yogi discerns stiffness, tension, movement, the rupa, as well as the noting mind that knows stiffness, tension, movement. So the noting mind is nama. In this way, yogi discerns the nama, rupa. As the yogi continues the practice with more effort, and when effort and aiming become strong, sati, mindfulness, is strengthened. Khanika samadhi, momentary concentration, is strengthened. And yogi also discerns that because of there is breathing in, rising takes place, breathing out, the falling takes place. So these rising, falling are connected with rising, falling. And in the practice, when the objects that are interesting take place, yogi notes the object without breathing. As the yogi is interested and absorbed in the object that is interesting, yogi does not breathe for some time. And after some time, when there is discomfort, such as stiffness, arises, then yogi remembers to breathe again. There is the intention to breathe. Breathing takes place, the abdomen rises. Intention to breathe out arises. Breathing out takes place, and there will be falling of the abdomen. So, because there is intention to breathe in and breathe out, breathing in and breathing out takes place. Because there is breathing in and breathing out, rising and falling takes place. So they are arising as cause and effect. Rising and falling of the abdomen is not created by the Creator, etc. Rising, falling takes place because there is breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out is not the Creator. The air that is breathed in is not the Creator. So, is the Creator creating the rising and falling? It is not. Because there is the intention to breathe in, breathing in takes place. Because of the intention to breathe out, breathing out takes place. So there is no Creator creating the breathing in and breathing out. There is no Creator that is creating rising or the falling, but the intention to breathe in, breathe out, the breathing in and breathing out, rising, falling, are all connected as cause and effect. And the nama rupa, the mentality and materiality, are connected as cause and effect. Discerning nama and rupa, connecting as cause and effect, through the practice, the wrong view of etc. will be removed. One comes to discern that there is no Paramatta, no Supreme Soul that is creating, as the yogi discerns that relevant cause giving rise to relevant effect. The extra Creator does not exist in the first place, but people are believing in things as Creator that does not really exist. By being mindful in the way of Satipatthana, noting the object with aim and effort, Sati and Samadhi, mindfulness and concentration strengthened, and the yogi discerns correctly. It is called Yatha Bhuta Nupassana.
Yatha Bhuta Jnana Dassana.
Yatha Bhuta Jnana Dassana. Yogi discerns the cause and effect in the way they really are. And it is also called Paccaya Pragaha, discerning the cause. By being mindful, as the yogi discerns cause and effect, discerning the relevant cause giving rise to relevant effect, directly through the knowledge, then yogi discerns that things are arising as cause and effect, relevant cause giving rise to relevant effect. Clearly, in the past as well, these are arising as cause and effect. In the future, they will arise as cause and effect. As there is paccaka, direct knowledge, by being mindful of these objects, there will be deduction that in the past as well they are arising as cause and effect, and in the future they will arise as cause and effect. There is no such thing as Ishvara or the Creator. As things, the objects are arising as cause and effect within oneself, it will be the same in other persons. In other persons, there will be cause and effect as well. Direct knowledge, by being mindful in oneself, discerning, there will be paccaka siddha, accomplishment by direct knowledge. Deducing or having inference that it will be the same in others, it is anumana jnana. Anumana siddha, accomplishment by inference. As there is paccaka siddha, the accomplishment by direct knowledge, anumana jnana will also arise. One will come to know with inference and deduction that it will be the same in others. But if there is a lot of anumana, inference and deduction reflecting, then much of this reflection will make the progress of the practice to be slow. In the text, there has been praising about the person who has attained the stage of discerning cause and effect. The yogi who practices Vipassana meditation, who is endowed with the knowledge into cause and effect, is said to be sasane lata sasako, meaning the person is relieved in the Buddha Sasana. The person has easy breathing in the Buddha Sasana, meaning that a person who has not discerned cause and effect will have doubt, confusion, wrong view that they are creator. They will be taking refuge in the wrong things, and thus they are said to be out of breath, as they are taking refuge in wrong things. At the stage when the yogi has gained the knowledge into cause and effect, it is said that the person has easy breathing in the teachings of the Buddha. Lada Pateto, meaning the person has firm things to depend and rely on. And niyata gatiko, meaning the person has definite destination, and the person is praised as a Chula Sotapanna, a minor Sotapanna, a minor stream enterer. Maha Sotapanna, the great Sotapanna, the great stream enterer, has definite destination that a great Sotapanna will never go to apaya, lower existences. The person who has gained the knowledge into cause and effect is a Chula Sotapanna, a minor stream enterer, who is said to have a firm destination, but it is not definite. Only at the stage of Mahasotapanna, the great stream enterer, it is definite that the person will never be reborn in lower existences. But at this stage, when the yogi has discerned knowledge into cause and effect, it is said that the person has easy breathing in the Buddha Sasana. The person has firm thing to rely on and has a firm destination, and it's called a Chula Sotapanna, a minor stream enterer. And Taraji will continue to explain tomorrow. Sadhu, sadhu.